Hey everybody, here we are today, getting ready to lay in the body harness for the 66 C10 over here. I like to use painless universal 28 circuit. The reason being is I get to go in there and manipulate these sub harnesses to where I want them, so that when they come through the firewall, there's not wires going everywhere. That drives me freaking nuts. Basically, you look in your handy guide here and you see what wires are in what sub harness, and then pick and choose which wires you want to reroute, slip them out of that harness and put them where you need them. Like in this case, if you walk over here, typically the harness came out right here for the body, ran across the top of the fender well, out to the headlights, wires draped across to the engine. We ain't doing none of that. That's all gone. We're coming through here into the hood support, over to your headlights and across to the battery, cooling fan. Everything else that has to do with the engine itself is going to get rerouted in the dashboard and come out right here, right under the intake, right to the front of the engine. No wires hanging, no wires draping and getting in the way. Again, the reason I use this is 28 circuits is more than enough. Cooling fans, fuel pump, all that business can be powered off of this setup if you do it right. It's a kit harness, it's a universal. They actually make the harness for this truck, but again, you're gonna be coming out of here. You're limited as to where you can go with wiring. Save your money, buy a universal kit, lay it out, think, look, and then make it happen. Put the wires where you need them instead of where they want you to put them. A little forethought ahead is you're gonna need, a pretty heavy gauge wire for your cooling fans. I like to mount all my cooling relays and fuel pump relays inside the cab or inside the dash as much as I can. So run the wires accordingly. You know you're gonna need an output to the fan, run it in your harness, pull it through, and you're not having to go back and add more wiring and add and add and add. So like I said, the best thing to do is just to lay it all out, think about what you're doing, how you're gonna do it, and then incorporate it into the basic layout of the harness from the get, and you won't have all that extra wiring going on as you're putting the car together. So I know experience helps in that, but like I said, for the beginner, just think before you do. Look at what you're doing. Have all your main components laid out or mounted so you know where the wires are going to terminate, and then just make your harness fit that instead of working the other way. Neatness counts, especially in stuff like this. So like I said, when you open an engine bay and there's wires crossing the motor and draped under the exhaust, that's nothing but headaches waiting to happen. So fix it before you start and you won't have those troubles. I know it takes a little extra time and a little extra effort, but it's well worth it in the end. Because like I said, when you see the finished engine bay, where's the wires? Everything is hidden. So that's how that happens. But that happens now when you're at this stage, not when it's a finished car, not when the engine's in and everything is done. Do it at this point. Lay it all out, get it where you want it, and pull it. And then this way, everything is disappeared, tucked away, and protected. The other thing I like to do is external or exterior wiring. I like to use plastic coated electric tape, and then I'll put, fancy harness over or fancy looming over the top. But that keeps moisture out. It helps with damage. So I usually just wrap them with plastic tape on the outside and then cloth tape on the inside, on the under dash stuff, so that when you look under the dash, it doesn't look like a big bowl of spaghetti. It's neat and everything is tucked away. In closing, don't be scared. Take your time. Do it right. Do it once. If you find any of this helpful, hit a like, drop a comment. But remember, opinions are like assholes, and everybody's got one. Have a great day.